Hello and welcome back. We are in the middle of ReZero Arc 4. Links in the description if you need to catch up. Last time, Otto and Ram got into a fight with Garfield so that he couldn't interrupt Subaru talking to Amelia. And this time we're going to cut over to that conversation to see how it went. You really thought this through, didn't you, Amelia? You knew that no one would find you if you holed up in here. Why are you here, Subaru? You don't get forced back as hard as Roswell? I mean, I'm here, but I'm fighting pretty hard to endure. They're in the graveyard, and he is no longer qualified. The pushback isn't really that bad, though. As long as he is ready for it, it's not crippling or anything. Last time he about threw up, and that's pretty much where he's at now. He's just holding it in the entire time. Or fighting back the feeling of needing to throw up, I guess would probably be a better way of saying it. I'm so relieved that I found you. Just relieved? You're not angry? Were you actually afraid I'd be mad at you? I'm not angry. I see. You won't even get angry. Why won't you get angry? What I did was selfish, wasn't it? It caused trouble for you, didn't it? Are you not angry because you didn't expect anything in the first place? Because you know it's never going to go right? This is one of the problems that she is having. I tend to joke about her being useless, but now she is actually starting to feel like she's useless. And on top of that, she feels like everyone else views her that way. That's the reason that they coddle her. And to some extent, she's not wrong. That is the way that Roswell sees her. And it's the way that Subaru saw her in the novels a few videos ago when they met in the woods. So I would imagine by this point, she's probably picked up on a few clues. No, Amelia, that's not what I think. Then why? Why didn't you keep your promise? You and Puck both broke your word and went away. You're a liar. You shouldn't break a promise. You shouldn't lie. It's wrong. Amelia, I love you. Night after night, you go rushing into the same damn trial, over and over. What the hell is that trial anyway? It's just the past. Don't keep moping over stuff that's over and done with. When I tried to do it for you, you insisted that only you could do it. They didn't talk about that in this loop. At least not in the anime. They did in the novels, again, back when they talked in the woods. But I can't think of a time when Subaru talked about doing all of this for her during this loop in the anime. So I'm guessing that whole idea was just cut from the anime, and maybe by accident. I don't know, but he says it, and it seems weird to me because he hasn't mentioned it before in this loop in the anime, but she just kind of hears it and lets it go. I mean, Subaru says random shit all the time. So it's fine, I guess. So when you blow it, that just means you were all talk. And in the end, when your pet and guardian takes off, you abandon your duty and run off to sulk and cry your eyes out? I can't put up with it any longer. Subaru has figured out that Amelia kind of wants to be told off here, not in like a kink way or anything. I'm 90% sure it's not a kink thing. She just thinks that nobody will get mad at her because they have no expectations of her. And Subaru is going to get angry a little bit just to try to fight against that idea. You're right. It only makes sense that you'd think of me that way. But still, I love you, Amelia. I love you so much I don't know what to do with myself. Stop playing around. Why are you suddenly saying this? That's not what we were talking about. You were just saying that I'm utterly useless and you couldn't put up with me. So why would you forgive me for being so useless? If that answer is all you want, I've said it over and over. It's because I love you. Everything about you shines in my eyes. Of course, parts of you aren't perfect. You're not an angel or a goddess. You're an ordinary girl. You'll feel so bad that you want to cry sometimes, and you'll run away from things that hurt. I get that. But even including that weakness and parts that you might even call ugly, I love every part of your being, Amelia. Just loving someone isn't enough of a reason to believe in them. If just loving you isn't a reason to believe in you, then who the hell would willingly go through all the suffering to come and help a pain in the ass like you? I love you so much that it makes me crazy. That's why I put up with the pain and the suffering. Even now, I feel like I might puke, but I'm still standing here in front of you. I never asked you to do that. You're just being selfish. You're not thinking about my feelings at all. You have no idea how I feel every time I see you getting hurt because of me. How would I know? I don't even think about it. All I think about is how to look good in front of you. At least try to look as cute as I hoped you would. Don't talk like I'm just some doll. This is getting a little weird, right? I was following the argument up until this point. Now it's kind of starting to sound like an abusive relationship. And to be clear, I don't think that's what's happening. But Subaru's not helping with his word choice. In addition to this, in the novel, Subaru brings up the fact that he has confessed to her and she hasn't given an answer, pretty much insinuating that she is stringing him along. And Amelia brings up the fact that that was like a week ago, and they've been in sanctuary most of the time, or at the very least half of the time, so she's kind of had other things on her mind. It's still just another weird thing for Subaru to be bringing up right now. Why did you break your promise? If you had just done what I had asked you to, that would have been enough. Why wouldn't you even do that? You actually hate me, don't you? I love you. Liar. I'm not lying. I love you. Then why? Why did you break your promise? I can't tell you. I really wish Amelia wasn't going through so many emotions right now, because this is the point that I wanted her to keep pushing, but she kind of drops it and moves on. I don't even have a problem with Subaru breaking his promise. He has good reason to. He's just shit at explaining things. Some dating advice. Communication is important, and even if you can't go into full detail, some information is better than no information, and no surprise is worth straining the relationship. And also, I'm single, so I'm probably not the best person to be throwing out relationship advice. Since Puck left, my memories have been slowly coming back. Sights in my mind that I don't recognize. Conversations that I don't remember. When all my memories come back, what's going to happen to me? Is this me? Really me? So she's feeling useless, and now she's feeling insecure about who she is. And in the novels, we get a little bit of a clue on why she is thinking this. She mentions a name that I am not going to say just yet. But basically, she realizes that she lied to people close to her. Deep down, that's what the big issue is. She hates liars. And now that she's getting her memories back, she realizes that she lied, and that caused a huge shitstorm that eventually led to them being frozen. So what happens if she gets all of her memories back and she learns that she was the type of person that she hates now? That's what she's really worried about. The novels just kind of hint at that. They don't go into that much detail. I wanted to give that much detail just to kind of help explain what she's probably thinking right now. The web novel makes it seem like Amelia is the one who was doing the memory sealing thing. It's just 2 sentences though, and it could very easily have just been the translation that I was reading, but I do lean towards that being the case. After everything we've seen with Puck's reasoning, I think the memory loss probably had less to do with the actual contract and more to do with Amelia's subconscious. There was that one scene in the web novel where Puck gained some memories in front of Sloth, but since it's not in any other version, I'm guessing that was just a dropped idea. So I can't really say for sure if if this is the case, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and say that the contract had nothing to do with the lost memories. No matter what memories you get back, it won't change anything. I'm always going to love you. I can't believe that. If the me that you say you love goes away, could you still? I could. I love you. But you're a liar. You won't make me believe you. Then I'll make you believe me now. If you don't want this, then dodge. Amelia closes her eyes as Subaru leans in and their lips touch. Hey, some relationship progress. Don't expect any more for a while. Sorry to disappoint. In the novels, they actually hit teeth first, and I have no idea why that needed to be added, but also I'm adding it in here too, so I guess I can't really say anything. I love you, no matter how many hopeless sides of you I see, and even if we argue like this, I'm never going to stop loving you. That's why I'll always believe in you. With all those unfamiliar memories flooding you, it's only natural that you'd feel anxious and scared. But the path you've walked until now won't go away. You're going to be fine. How can you say that for sure? What matters isn't how you start, it's how it ends. The woman I respect the most in the world said so. His mom. Well, this is from the trial, so it's not real. It's constructed from memories, though, so I would imagine it's probably close to something that she would say, but she didn't actually say this to him. Not that it really matters. I've said it before. He knows it's fake, but he treats it like it's real enough. So he's going to treat those words as if she actually said them. You'll be fine, Amelia. I'm on your side. It's okay if you remember everything. And if you're still scared, we'll find it. Just like my feelings for you make me able to keep running forward, you'll find your most precious feeling. The one that makes you able to blow away all the anxiety and run forward. Of course, I hope that that precious feeling will be for me. My most precious feeling. I wonder if it's among all these memories I've been getting back. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I like that she just immediately dismisses him being one of the precious memories that she's looking for. The fight was a bit all over the place, but Subaru decided that the best move would be to focus on comforting Amelia with her memory loss issue and just ignoring everything else that she brought up. And it turned out to be the best move to make. Part of me feels like he just got lucky this time. He keeps trying to avoid the fact that he lies a lot. Like he just changes subjects anytime it comes up, and it just happened to work out this time. They go outside, and Garfield is waiting for them. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Ain't like I was waiting for you. Even with working together, Otto and Ram couldn't beat Garfield. He is super strong in just a straight up fight. We even saw it a few loops ago that Roswell had to use a sneak attack in order to beat him. So it's not really that surprising that they lost this fight. Before we get into this, the anime shows how Garfield got his scar. So he took the trial when he was really little. And when he came out, he started to headbutt the wall until he started to bleed. And then he kept going. And now he has that X shaped scar on his forehead. Something that's pointed out in the novels is that he has a kind of a tick. That's maybe not the best word to use. Whenever he gets frustrated, he like rubs his scar. I'm not sure how he rubs it some way, but I haven't been paying attention to the anime to know if they have kept this. So I may go back and watch a little bit to see if they actually include that. Okay, I went and did a quick look through, and he didn't do it once from the time that Subaru woke up when Patricia drug him out to the end of this confrontation. Granted, he's fighting most of the time, so this is probably not a good subset to use. Otto, you idiot. You went and did something crazy, didn't you? I never knew he had it in him. To add insult to injury, he even won Ram over. And now I look like this. In the web novel, Subaru already knew that Ram was going to help. He was actually a little worried that she was going to be the one to start shit. To be clear, he didn't know that Ram was going to be fighting. I mean, he didn't know that Otto was going to be fighting either. He just knew that Ram was going to help at some point. And just so turns out that fighting Garfield was the plan and they didn't tell Subaru. Because he knew that Ram was going to help, Subaru is the one to make the guess that she joined the fight and that is the real reason that Garfield is so beat up. What happened to them? You didn't kill them, did you? What you guys are plotting don't mean shit to me. Move. I'm gonna smash up the entrance and put an end to all of this. If you do that, the sanctuary will be closed forever. Is that what you want? Yes, it is. I think Subaru takes this as a hint that Garfield didn't kill them. In the novels, he even points out that Garfield is avoiding killing them now and just trying to go for the graveyard. He just doesn't seem like he wants to kill them. I mean, in the web novel, he really tries to convince Subaru that he killed Otto and Ram, but it's still not very convincing. In fact, a little bit later, Subaru even notices that Garfield has only ever killed in his beast form. When he's in his human form, he almost goes out of his way to not kill anyone. And that seems to be the general consensus that I've seen on the internet. From what I've seen, everyone pretty much agrees that at this point in the story, Garfield hasn't killed anyone, and when he feels like he needs to, he transforms so that he doesn't have to think about it. Garfield starts to walk up the stairs, but Amelia steps up to block his path. Garfield, what are you afraid of? You think I'm afraid? You are. That's why you're shouting and trying to make yourself look bigger, isn't it? What the hell do you think you know about me? I do know, because I've been afraid of many things throughout my life. I've lived in fear right up until today. Shut up. Don't you even dare. But you've already found that something for yourself, haven't you? I told you to shut your damn mouth. She's not nearly this... What word do I want to use here? Forceful? Aggressive? Confident. There we go. She's not nearly this confident in the web novel. She still says a lot of the same things that she does in the other versions, but she backs down and gets real timid a lot more. I would imagine that the other versions just took those parts out so that she looks less scared. You're just too half-assed, Garfield. It's true that Amelia failed the trial once, but she will keep trying, over and over. Unlike you, the guy who gave up and ran away. Subaru mentions knowing Echidna in the novels, and I know that Subaru and Garfield have talked about it in the web novel before, but I don't think they have in the light novel. I've tried going back and looking at my notes, but I'm not really seeing anything about it. A part of me feels like they did talk about the witch in the light novel, and a part of me doesn't. So I'm like second guessing myself here. It could be that the earlier conversation that they had about Echidna was cut from the light novel, but then this part where Subaru brings it back up was just accidentally kept in. I'm not really sure, but that's what it seems like to me. In the web novel, Garfield tackles Subaru, and this next part ends up happening with Garfield's claws on Subaru's neck. But as I've already said, Garfield in human form is not about to do anything. Garfield, do you have a grudge against your mother who abandoned you? Your mother left you and Frederica behind when she left the sanctuary. Frederica left the sanctuary too. She believed you'd eventually liberate it, so she left to make a place in the outside world for the people living here. And what have you been doing here on the inside? You want to keep the sanctuary closed off because you hate your mother and the outside world that made her leave you? Because you don't want to be hurt here? No, you're... The hell do you... I don't. I won't understand until you speak. You hate your family. If you didn't, you're wrong. I wanted my mom to be happy. We were in the way, weren't we? My sister and I were in the way of her happiness, weren't we? She couldn't even stand to look at us. If you're carrying that much baggage, what's wrong with dumping it somewhere? Mom left so that she could find happiness. So I'm not holding anything against her. But I saw it. I saw it in the graveyard. Right after Mom left here, there was a landslide. And she died. Why? Didn't she leave here to find happiness? If she abandoned us only to die before she could find happiness, what are we supposed to do? I wanted Mom to be happy. I wanted her to make me believe our sadness and loneliness served the purpose of finding her happiness. I wanted her to make me hate her. When he was little, he felt sad and lonely. One way to help with those emotions is to imagine that there is some purpose for them. He is sad and lonely so that someone he cares about can be happy. This is a fairly common view for people to take. Pain is easier to handle if there's a good reason for it. So I think His thoughts and emotions right now make a lot of sense and adds a whole lot to his character. I'm not letting you get to the outside world. Things changing ain't gonna make everyone happy. For a lot of us, nothing's ever gonna get better. I'm going to protect everything and everyone within my reach. I will become a barrier. The sanctuary and the people here, the old hag, I'll protect all of them. No one can do it but me. Garfield transforms. Amelia jumps in front to protect Subaru. It's okay, Amelia. What if scenario right now? Amelia, who just lost Puck, but she can still use magic thanks to the lesser spirits, versus angry, transformed Garfield. I'm gonna give it to Garfield. Give her time to train and maybe I'll change my mind, but as of right now, no, Garfield wins it. I won't say that it will be a blowout or anything. I think she still can put up a fight, but she is just not on Garfield's level at the moment. You're so damn stubborn. I guess I'll have to force you into total submission to make you realize that you're just a big sweet idiot. They rushed each other. You better survive this, body. Shamak! Dark smoke fills the area. Subaru's already stressed gait cracks and breaks. In the novels, he is pretty well aware of what just happened. In the anime, he says thanks as his gait breaks, so I would imagine he knows there too. At first, this seems weird. He's used magic before in previous loops, sometimes multiple times, and his gate didn't break. But here, it broke after just one use. I think it has to do with the amount of time that he spent in the graveyard. The way that it works is that miasma goes in through the gate, and if you're not qualified, then you start taking damage. Subaru had his gate overworked the entire time that he was in the graveyard, and then casting the spell pretty much finished the job. And now he's like Ram. Well, the opposite of Ram. We'll talk about it later. Garfield's attack misses. Subaru stabs a crystal into Garfield's arm, and his mana is drained, causing him to transform back into human form. What just... Is this my sister's? Damn it, why? Good question. Maybe there's a really hungry cat hanging out inside it. That's the experiment that Subaru wanted to try back when he was talking to Puck, before he broke the contract. So Puck is alive, he's just in another crystal, and he's not bound to a contract. If you remember, the web novel doesn't have this crystal. So what happens here? He just fucking gets one. Way back when Subaru first stumbled upon the giant crystal, he saw one of the clones come in and do something underneath the crystal. What she was doing was switching out one of these smaller crystals that helps power the machine. And that's what he did. Subaru went back to the room and just grabbed one of those crystals. So now we're all lined up here. Editing me coming in here because I realized that I forgot something. So in the anime, the crystal that's put in Garfield's arm like falls out, but that's not what happens in the novels. In the novels, that actually stays in to the point that he tries to like grab it. I don't remember which arm it's in. He tries to grab it and it like rejects his hand. So it's stuck in his arm the entire rest of the fight, which I think makes more sense because it's constantly draining him to kind of counteract his blessing. I don't know why that's cut from the anime. That kind of seems like it would make more sense to leave it in, but whatever. Look at me, Garfield. If you want to stop me, do it with your own hands. Don't wuss out and hide behind your blood, you spineless coward. We're going to the outside world. Amelia will take on the graveyard. The sanctuary will be liberated, whether you want it to or not. This place doesn't need to change. You know it's not going to stay like this forever. There's going to be a time when you'll be helpless on your own. It could be tomorrow, or right now. Learn what strength in numbers means. There has to be a better way to say that. Garfield throws a punch, and Subaru doesn't bother dodging. After taking the blow straight to the face, he spits out a tooth. In the novels, there is a lot more fighting that happens before this part. It's closer to an actual boxing match, instead of just these 2 hits that happen in the anime. But you can kind of guess who's winning. My guess is that it was just kind of cut for time for the anime. In fact, in the web novel, there is a long fight before Garfield even transforms. Subaru gets his ass kicked for a while. He doesn't want to give up, and Amelia wants to trust him even if it looks bad, so she doesn't interrupt anything. Garfield ends up breaking both of Subaru's arms. Well, I think he breaks one arm and then fucks up a shoulder so he can't use the other arm. But in the end, Subaru still doesn't want to give up after that, and the next scene happens. Take a good look, Garfield. The wall you're so afraid of doesn't exist. It does exist. I am the wall. I stopped here, and so did the old hag and everyone else. And that's the end of it. That means it's over. Don't just give up on yourself. Whenever you think, I want to do it, I want to change, that's where your starting line is. When you decide to lift your head and walk again, who has the right to stop you, for any reason? Isn't that right, Garfield? Garfield goes for another punch. Before he can hit, an invisible hand comes out of Subaru and uppercuts him. Subaru falls to his knees and attempts to throw up. Talk about a bad first impression for a new technique. Subaru didn't know he could do this. He felt something within him while they were fighting, and then he just kind of pulls the unseen hand out of his ass. Okay, no, it's out of his stomach. Okay, you know what I was trying to say. So this is the Sloth Witch Factor coming in clutch. Subaru already knew that he had it because of Echidna. He got it from beating Beetlejuice, and I would imagine that it's taking the same power because he's basing it off of him. But that is a much more complicated discussion than what I want to get into right now. So Subaru felt something stirring in him while they were fighting. It reminded him of Sloth, which then caused him to recall how his powers worked, and he just copied those. That would be my guess as to what happened here. Subaru looks up to see Garfield getting back to his feet. Come on, you've gotta be kidding. Just how tough are you, man? Don't you underestimate me. As long as I don't break, I can still... Well, damn. After all this, I have no choice but to recognize your strength. This is the end of it. A black dragon sprints in, headbutting Garfield and sending him flying into a wall. When it's obvious that he's down for the count, Patricia gives out a victory cry. Revenge, baby! This is 100% payback for Garfield knocking her out whenever they first got to Sanctuary. What do you think, Garfield? This is what you call strength in numbers. Again, there has to be a better way to say that. I guess nobody can lift a Quain stone alone. Completely exhausted, both Garfield and Subaru pass out. Garfield has finally been defeated. It only took Otto, and Ram, and Subaru, and Puck, and a sneak attack from Patricia, and technically bugs, and a few bombs, and some psychic damage from Subaru, and Garfield holding back the entire time. That means we've got Amelia, who is ready for the trial. Garfield didn't kill anyone. Probably didn't kill anyone. It's not confirmed, at least. At the moment, he's done getting in the way. Because he's knocked out. Okay. But everything is going well for Subaru, who is also currently knocked out. Okay, it's going well for him, except for that and all the injuries. Jesus. Next time we'll get the aftermath of this fight, and we'll get to see someone finally take the trial. See ya.